Hi everyone, my name is Ariana Yett, and today I'll be sharing some of the work I did as part of my senior honors anthropology thesis titled From Plant to Product, the Circulation, Transformation, and Extraction of Kava, Piper Methystica. What exactly is kava? Kava is a botanical that's been consumed by South Pacific islanders for thousands of years. I was first introduced to it when I was living in Fiji and was struck by the way Fijians took the root, mixed it with water to prepare a muddy brown beverage. For the last several centuries, Fijians and other Pacific Islanders have been using kava to facilitate socialization, commune with ancestors, as well as for a host of other social and cultural reasons. Fast forward a couple of months, and I came across kava in a very different context. This time, as I was shopping in Whole Foods in Washington, D.C., I came across a bottle of kava extracts and pills. This immediately led to some confusion, as I struggled to reconcile the product I had come into contact with in Fiji with the bottle of pills that I then held in my hands. I began to wonder, what exactly was kava doing in the US? Who was consuming it, and for what reasons? This provided the kindling for a year-long research project where I sought to understand the different ways kava is transformed as it circulated out of the Pacific. To try to answer my research question, I spoke to a variety of kava consumers. In particular, I spoke to several Pacific kava consumers, American kava consumers, as well as kava companies, trying to understand the different meanings they see changing as kava circulated. My research findings revealed that as kava is removed from the Pacific, it's extracted along three different axes. Now, it's worth pointing out here that I'm using extraction slightly differently than the common sense definition. First, I argue that kava is extracted geographically. And by this, I mean that as kava is removed from the Pacific, it's introduced to a whole host of new contexts. Second, I argue kava is extracted chemically. Kava consumers and company owners are using chemicals such as ethanol and acetone to distill kava down to its constituent properties, kava lactones. These kava lactones are then embedded with a wide variety of other ingredients to produce a whole slew of new products, such as kava tinctures and mints. Finally, I argue that kava is extracted conceptually. Kava consumers and vendors are taking this rich cultural and historical product and distilling it to substances that simply can be used for therapeutic value. Thus, this thesis project really helps me think about the different ways local products are transformed as they enter global markets. Yet, it's worth pointing out that kava isn't alone in this. Numerous other substances have all been dramatically transformed as they enter global economies. And if current trends continue, the Pacific could potentially lose out on any ability to benefit from global kava consumption. Thus, as kava becomes more globalized, we should be cautious about using it without understanding its origin and cultural context. Thank you very much.